Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to. Oh, we can't even see Kosi. Sorry. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the White Rose Rivals. We haven't been on for a couple of weeks. That is due to me, so apologies. But we're back, and it is the international break, so we're not going to be talking about any game. Well, there is some League One
games. Because Leeds have won a game, but when I lost no show.
There is that as well.
When they drew at Bristol City, then Joe said they're going to batter them. No show a week after, then Huddersfield lose at Tamworth. Yeah. But no show, but yeah.
Kosi's been waiting to load on that, hasn't
he? Of course he has, man.
I felt for you today, mate. Because Wednesday we had a couple of good results and all, but unfortunately you wheeled on, mate, after a bad one.
It's me and Hal. Me and Hal at the top of the championship come together and say, right, should we do this week after you beat? Yeah, let's do it. Let's bring them on. Yeah,
Matt and Ant are in turmoil, man. I thought Huddersfield was struggling, but Jesus, Rotherham and all are in big trouble, man.
Welcome back, Ant. It's great to have you. First time being on this season. You and Tom normally shared last season. It's great to have you back, mate. How's things?
Yeah, it's been. I'm a busy guy with the pod this season. We do our episode on a Sunday, then we've got one on a Wednesday, and then I thought Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday is maybe a bit too much, but Tom's just void of all hope, so he sent me on tonight.
Oh, did he? Let's start with you then, mate, because it's been a bit spicy with you and is it Walter? Is that how you say his name? And him, the having a go at the fans and all sorts. Are you longingly looking across to France and seeing Rossigna and thinking, what have we done? What have we done?
I don't know, because I was indifferent on the Rossigna sacking. Like, if we'd have given him another year, I'd have been content with that. But I can also understand why they did get rid of him. I mean, yes, we finished 3 points outside the top six. Arguably, probably should have done better with the players we had. It was the style of play, which was the point I agree with the owner on. Is, you know, at home especially, we were really, really boring to watch last season at home. I mean, our home form was horrendous. Away from home, we had it cracked. But at home, we were just a completely different team. If someone came and just, you know, sat behind two banks of four, we were done. We had nothing. We didn't. It was all this possession first, don't take a risk, favour the pass over, you know, popping the ball over in behind, don't lose the ball. You don't win games like that, unfortunately. And the problem that we had was he's made that big decision, he's made that leap, saying that he wants a more entertaining, attacking style of football, and he's got the replacement completely wrong. So to make a call like that, you've got to make sure that you've done the correct research, you do due diligence on the guy that's coming in to replace him and that he's the right man, and we've gone backwards under him. So with hindsight, yes, it probably would have been better to keep Rossigna this season, absolutely, because Volta's style of football is certainly not the heart attack style of football that we were promised, or it is, but more in a defensive sense. We're not really getting at the other end of the pitch. We're just sort of conceding stupid goals because we just can't defend, or we just leave everybody up the pitch. It's a real potential to be a really bad season. I mean, we're level on points to bottom three at the minute. He's refusing to change his system. He's refusing to take accountability that the system's the problem. He's blamed everybody else but himself. He blamed the players at Derby for their focus. He blamed the fans for not being loud enough against Portsmouth. To which we were very vocal back to him at Oxford away, saying, "Are we loud enough for you tonight?" And we lost that game. He's sort of done damage now between his relationship between him and the fans, and I think once you've done that, there's no coming back from it. And it's the perfect time to make a change, but we've still not done it yet, which is a worrying thing. So yeah, it's a real danger of being a relegation dogfight this season unless we swap the gaffer.
Wow. I didn't think you'd say that, to be honest. I didn't think a relegation dogfight. I'm just saying you are 19th, obviously. Chef Wednesday above you in the league. I mean, that's big, isn't it? Our Chef Wednesday are above you, you know what I mean?
Steady on. Come on, I'm sat here just listening to Ant's woes, and you have to bring me into it. Harsh, not me. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, folks on the panel, are you surprised by this? Like, because obviously for them to be down there, considering they were so close, you know, to promotion, playoffs, last season, it's a bit of a shocker, isn't it, really?
The thing is, though, there were a lot of changes of players, weren't there? Obviously, you know, the best players that did the damage last year as well. I was obviously the manager that went, and I think you've got to give him time, but I think the verdict's been made, and it pretty much by everyone as well. And honestly, it's never dull in Hull sport, is it? Like, Hull FC don't win any games, and there's a turmoil. OKR not far away winning the grand final, and like Hull City, it's always kind of up and down. But it's Yeah, I didn't know what to expect from you this year, and I've got to be honest with you, mate. And that's what I thought it might be a bit of a turbulent season, but it's I was really surprised that Walter survived the international break. To be honest with you, but it's and then you've got Luton away. That's a proper fight, isn't it? When you come back after that, that's Luton, one of my tips for promotion. Oh dear, but just disappointing, mate. But it's never really got. Is it? You've never really put like 2 or 3, 4, good results together, and was it 3 wins out of 15? You're not going to get many happy people with that, and people still coming to the games, because I know obviously like season cards were quite cheap, but like Huddersfield, like when they had that little wobbly run, people just don't come, even though they bought the season card, which our owner can't get his head around it, because like American sport, they're meant to come whatever, but like in England, it's pretty simple. If they're not doing well, they don't come in, and people just sacking the games up, or they still fill in your stadium.
No, well, we're not filling it. We're getting over 20k every week, which at the minute is actually surprising me. I definitely didn't expect over 20k.
Is it a proper 20k amp, not that bollocks that they give out like us?
I don't know. The West Up is quite empty at the minute, but it usually is on a match day unless it's like really cheap ticket offers or a big game or something. So it doesn't really seem any different from a normal match day. But the problem is at the minute is the atmosphere, and then this is the thing. This is the big. So Tim Volta has been so vocal about the atmosphere this season, and I think it's a nation thing. I think if you look at every club at home this season, I think all home atmospheres have just sort of dropped in the last few years. But for us, it's the last 2.5 years we've been watching this same pass it around the centre backs and goalkeeper for 75 minutes of the game and not create that many chances, that there isn't really anything on the pitch to get the fans going. Because I think that football fans are reactive. You react to what's on the pitch, big tackles, chances, momentum in games, things like that. Even a ref being consistently bad for you creates good atmosphere, because it makes you all mad and you're all getting behind everything that you're doing. But no, it's just that we at home this season, it is dreadfully flat, and I think it's literally just a symptom of we've been watching such dire, boring football for so long. I mean, we've won 3 or 4 home games this calendar year, so we're about to enter 2025, and we'll leave this year with like 4 wins or something. It's just home form is absolutely horrendous, and that's what needs to change. But like you say, it's not all blame on the manager, to be fair, because the owner has got to really take a lot of the responsibility, because he got nominated onto the board of directors at Fenerbahce in the summer, which is obviously the club he supports. So he sort of had his attention diverted in the summer, and he spent a lot of time with them in the first half of the transfer window, sorting out their Champions League team and getting Mourinho in and people like that. So we didn't get our transfer business done until really late on, and we've suffered for that, because it's as we got into the, I think up until the first international break, we didn't have anywhere near like a complete squad. So we were weeks behind every other team already. And then you've got to wait for those players to gel. They're all young. They've all come from abroad, learning this absolutely ludicrous style of play. We were always going to be under it. And I think realistically, we always expected maybe a mid-table finish, because with the turnover of players and the quality of players that we lost, we was never going to replicate last season. I don't even think with Rosinia we'd be anywhere near the top 6 this year. But it's a very chaotic and unsettling season so far. I think that the club just needs a bit of stability. Maybe keeping Rosinia, like we say, with hindsight, is always beautiful, isn't it? But maybe just keeping the manager the same to oversee the turnover might have been that little bit of consistency that we needed going into the year. But it's just, it is worrying at the minute.
Is that, Joe, that post you put on Joe Blackburn? I agree with him, me.
I was just going to say though, Kosi, because Joe's a Leeds United fan.
Hearing Leeds say this. Leeds are going on.
Yeah, it's been shocking. Like, obviously, I feel like remiss to talk about it because I'm sat at home now, but you can tell through the fucking TV that the atmosphere is poor. And this season, I think it was a few weeks back, I forget the game we played. It's the first time in over like 2 years that tickets have actually made it to general sale, because normally it's members, platinum, then gold, and then silver. But they're now making it to general sale, and the atmosphere is really poor.
Though, Joe, going on the Leeds, it's like I keep hearing people, they're winning, but it's like people are not happy, and it's almost like if you lose 2 in a row, then people are going to turn. And I'm feeling Farke is getting a bit of a bad press for me, because it's like he's not.
I agree with you. But I think Bielsa ruined football for Leeds United, unfortunately, because now everything...
That's the bar, isn't it?
Oh, 100%, yeah. It's like, I keep saying to people, pre-Bielsa, if we'd have been doing this would be amazing. Like, we're going into terms, we're dominating teams, we're winning games of football, but still, it's not good enough. To be honest, for someone that actually backs Farke, it's fucking frustrating, to be honest. Like you say, you have a meltdown if you draw a game away at Bristol. We lose against Millwall, but I think they were the most informed team after that. They were like undefeated in 6, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, you know, and yeah, they did a job on us in that respect. 1 shot, 1 goal, set piece. But yeah, you'd think we were done. And even being third and only whatever 4 points, 3 points, whatever it is still not good enough for some. So I don't know what they want to be top. They want to be top and winning every game, and it's just not realistic.
People are fast forwarding it, and honestly, you hopefully get the promise. People are saying, "What's the point of going up under Farke? Because we'll just come straight down." And it's like people are like, just thinking, because I remember obviously when it was Bielsa, people said that Bielsa's style ain't gonna, you know, he'll get found out in the Premier League, and there were some big defeats there. But it's like, I don't know, it's like this live for today football fan. It doesn't seem to be around now. It's some people just like, because I'm thinking this, Joe. It's like Huddersfield's football is not good, but League One's always been a grind, and I'm just thinking. Part of me's fast forwarding, thinking, Jesus, if we got with this lot, we'd come straight back down, and then you're thinking, well, what's the point of going? And I don't know. It's just. Do you think it's just because there's too much analysis and everyone, or is Guardiola spoiling it for everyone else? And I don't know. Back in the day, we're all about if you won it with a good Saturday, but now it doesn't seem to be that for a lot of fans.
It's because managers now don't actually sort of change their tactics. Like to me, a good manager is someone who knows how to get the best out of the players that they've got available. You know, maybe you're missing a few because of suspension, you have to change your way of playing just because of that kind of thing. But every manager nowadays just wants to have an identity, a specific way of playing, and they will not divulge from it. And then you see that now trickling. I mean, even League 1 and 2 teams are play out from the back. And like, it's this insistence on, apparently this is the way to be playing, and the safety first and possession. You know, our manager at the minute is constantly coming out on the radio saying he's happy with performances. And it's like, well, yeah, that's well and good, but we're losing every game. Are you happy if we get relegated, but we're playing well every game? Like,
and the worry is as well, innit, Ant, that company got a job at Bayern Munich on the back of fucking doing that. Do you know what I mean? Just sticking to his principles. And you know, I look at Russell Martin now at Southampton and think he does play a good brand of football for some. You know, I think it was pretty boring, and obviously he did a job on Farke every single time. But there will be some that will look at him and go, well, with better players, he's probably going to do better. So it wouldn't surprise me if Russell Martin still gets another job if it goes tits up at Southampton, and it shouldn't be rewarded, I think. I don't think it should be.
I just think identity, mate. He's been in a pub in Sheffield, steaming at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, singing sausage roll. That's identity, mate. Unbelievable. In this day and age, when everyone's so boring and bland and no one celebrates a win and it's like respect and all that bollocks, which he did say after the game, and I know Ash is ready to stove my head in, but couldn't believe that video. I thought, is it Photoshop? Because someone said, that's Joe Root there. And I'm thinking, bollocks, this is like AI stuff. And it was true, wasn't it? It was amazing, man.
Talk to us. Should we talk about the Sheffield derby for a little bit? Yeah. Should we talk about the Steel City derby? Ash, come on. Thoughts, mate?
I didn't watch it, so I can't give no thought. I didn't watch no highlights or anything, so I'm the wrong person to talk to about it.
Oh,
call yourself.
I thought you were on the wind up in the group because you didn't want to talk about it. Why did you miss it?
I didn't miss it. I just didn't watch it. I was at home. I've got Sky. I just didn't have it on.
What? Why?
I just don't. I've got no interest in it at all. And
I'm so confused. Explain yourself. I'm so confused.
No, it's not. Look, I've been to Plymouth on a bloody Tuesday night. I've been everywhere, all over the country watching it. I'm just not interested in going. And I had pelters on our own podcast for saying that, and I'll stick by it. It's my choice.
Is it because you were worried you would lose, or what is it? Is it just that game? What?
I'm worried we lose every week.
But why specifically the Steel City derby then?
I don't know. Just got no interest. Same with going to Ellen Road. No interest in going to Ellen Road either.
Are you all right?
This
is the point. This is football. If you don't watch your rival game, what's the point of going to Plymouth on Tuesday? This is the only one that matters. This is the only game you should watch. Forget Plymouth. You watch this game.
Everyone's
this is it.
No, it's not.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. This is the only. This is madness. This is complete nonsense. You've lost your mind. These are the mad ramblings of a loon. I don't understand this. I genuinely think you're on the wind up. I think you're going to tell me in a minute. Of course, you watched it because everyone watched it. Even people that don't support the two teams watched it.
No, didn't watch it.
I watched it.
I've not even seen the highlights.
I watched it. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Yeah. So I probably am the wrong person to talk to about it.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm still confused why you don't watch it. I need more. I need more. I don't know. That's the game, like Hal was saying, like for all the rest. I don't know.
Just didn't watch it. No, just weren't interested in it at all.
Is it going to be different when you're at home? So when it's the home game, is that going to be different? You're going to go. So you've got a season ticket and that. Is that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll go to the home. Yeah, I'll go to the home game. I've got a season ticket. I paid for it already.
But you won't watch the away fixture on TV. I'm so confused.
I can sort of accept if you said to me, okay, I've got a reason. I really was concerned we'd lose. I don't ever want to see us lose to our rival. It's really painful. If you'd said that, I'd have been like, okay, it's a bit strange, but I can understand it.
No, I don't care if we lose to Sheffield United, to be honest. No,
that's a lie.
What did you do while you were watching it? What did you go and do?
I'm not going to tell you what I was doing.
Okay.
I was ironing. That's what I was doing.
Yeah,
he was on the job.
What is going on here?
He was on the job like a greasy chip butty, wasn't he? He was on the job. Hal, can you give us both a Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United fans' perspective?
Yeah, Joe, I watched it. I loved it. I went absolutely mad when we scored. Honestly, I thought I'd broken my hand. You know, when you over-celebrate and you just bang lots of things. That was me. Shins are still in pieces. Just incredible. I mean, I love a Sheffield derby. I love and hate them. I think all derbies are important. I think this one is one of the best in the world. It means everything to me, obviously not to Ash, but it was one I was really worried about. I couldn't sleep the night before. It wasn't a good game. They never are. You know, Wednesday haven't beaten us now in 5 of these. This has been a long time coming. 0-0s have been quite dull the last few games. It was quite a dull game for a neutral, but I think Tyrese Campbell will be added to the pantheon of blades that we'll always remember now. You know, 20 years' time, you'll look at the score, you might not remember the performance, but you'll remember Tyrese Campbell scored the goal, Anil Ahmedhodzic threw their lad Smith in the back of the goal, Barry Bannon didn't have his best game, Max Lowe had his best ever game at Bramall Lane, and it was just one of those days. I think we should really celebrate this. It's a really young side that went out against a Wednesday team that have a lot of league experience. We were playing lads from the academy. Players like Femi Sariki were on loan at Rotherham and weren't even getting in the first team. And you know what? I'm really proud of our lads. We lost Ollie Arblaster, who's probably our best player at half-time. I'm really worried about him. Leg in a brace, could be out for a long time. We lost our striker, Keith Moore, before. We've only got one recognised striker now at the entire club. Rhian Brewster was out. We have to throw an 18-year-old who's only played 15 minutes at Bristol City before. It was backs to the wall at times, but at other times, we really played the football. And I'm so pleased we got over the line. And you know what? Kosi said it. It's quite dull now. Football, managers always towing the line. To see a bit of passion, because it means so much. I don't really like the songs and insulting an opposition manager, but I love the passion. And obviously Wilder was drunk.
Yeah, I can't lie. I watched the game, and when he celebrated even at the end and he gave it all that, I went, calm down, will you, mate? You only won a Sheffield derby, like, relax a bit, you know what I mean? But I get it. If he's your manager, you're buzzing. But I can't stand, well, I can stand him. But yeah,
it's exciting. You don't want robots coming out saying,
no, you don't. You're
right.
It
was a tight game. The XG was very even. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, that's what Joe does after this show.
No, you're right. Let's talk about Sheffield United for a little bit then, Hal, because obviously you did have them back-to-back losses against Leeds and then Middlesbrough.
Yeah, but then we won.
Eh?
Then we won.
No, yeah, you've won 4 on the spin. You're now in second. It's looking quite healthy for you again, isn't it?
Without a striker as well. Yeah, I'm really happy. I mean, we look so good at the back now. I think Wilder had a little tinkle with it, and tinker, not tinkle. And you know what? It was a really clever thing he did. Wednesday decided that Raksaki was the danger man, so they were going to put two left backs on him, kind of Marvin Johnson and Max Lowe. Max Lowe's been sort of playing left centre back of a three, but he is a left back, and Marvin Johnson used to play for us as well, so I know he's a left back or a left wing back, and he's been playing further forward. But really, whenever Rak-Saki had it, those two were like on him. And Wilder could see that Alfie Gilchrist playing as a right back, who's really a centre back, and I'm doing a lot of positional stuff here, it's a bit dull. But anyway, could see that we weren't attacking down the right. So he brought Femi Sariki on, who I've already mentioned. Matt knows him, and he just bombed forward, looked so exciting. It was tactical masterclass. He would have gone Shackleton if he was going to go like for like, but he didn't. He wanted attacking, and he wanted attacking down that right side, and it worked. And second half, we were a lot better, because first half we weren't good. So over the piece, he's just shown since that Middlesbrough game, tactical nous, and that's been the difference.
What's your thoughts on this here from Liam Moore? It's a super chat. He says, is this Chris asked to be sacked twice for a £4 million payoff? Wilder showing passion, steaming in a pub, one of their own, until times get tough. What's your response to that?
Well, he didn't ask to get sacked. He resigned. He tried to resign once. That was rejected. And he tried to resign again. I think when you do try and resign twice, as an owner, you've probably got to accept that. I don't know where he's got that 4 million figure from. That's, I can tell you, absolute nonsense. And Wilder's always been a blade. Played for the club twice. Managed the club twice. The reason
I never guessed that.
And well, every manager that's managed Sheffield United seems to be a blade. I mean, we've got a lot of players that are blades as well. I think it's a great thing. I think it's something to be celebrated.
Yeah,
players in year 11 that actually care about the club and are from the club. We've got a fantastic academy, one of the best.
And I just think though, like if you, I just can't imagine him turn up for work thinking, right, if we win, I'm out on the pitch tonight, and he must have just come straight out from the game and just like on London.
Mate, we're talking like 5 minutes after full time on BBC Radio Sheffield. When I was listening to that, they were trying to get him for an interview, and he already had a beer in his hand, and they actually said it on the radio. Oh, I've just seen Chris. He's holding a Peroni. 5 minutes after full time. He's just like the fans. And I think that's so refreshing.
He can't be a proper Sheffield lad. Peroni, he'd be a Stones, surely, wouldn't he?
Actually, it's going to be like Warnock. Is it as much as Warnock at S6, mate, or what? Or is he not quite in that category yet?
So, some fans will. I'm sure any opposition or rival manager they don't like. Yeah.
Let's pivot. Let's pivot to League One, because Dr. Cox has put this in. Has Steve Evans been sacked yet, Matt? You're currently 15th, a bit like I suppose actually Ant probably expected a little bit of, like you said, not the best season. But we were talking about potentially playoffs. You sat in 15th, 17 points. What's the story, mate? What's going on?
Yeah, it's grim, isn't it? Stevens hasn't been sacked yet. He's had a couple of meetings with the chairman, and I don't think there are plans to sack him at the minute, which is a surprise. And he was unlucky enough to watch the game Friday against Barnsley. That was a particularly tough night. One of the most toxic atmospheres I've been involved with on the away end was just from about half an hour in, you're not fit to wear the shirt, sacked in the morning, booing the players.
Wow.
Just horrific. And to be fair, it's justified. Stevens coming with all this bluster, signing all these players that he's telling everyone is amazing, and it's just not working. Answered about not changing the tactics as a whole. I don't know what our tactics are, and we're 15 league games in, 5 cup games in, some 120 games in, and he ain't got a clue in what his best 11 is, what his best tactic is, where we better down the right, better than the left, down the centre. I ain't got a clue. Any other manager would be gone by now. There wouldn't be, we would be looking for a new manager, but because Steve Evans and chairman are best mates outside of football, we're kind of stuck with him for the time being. It's not a good place to be at the minute. Bringing the mood down after we've had a good laugh, I know.
Who's available to come in though, Matt? Is that one of the things? Who else?
I think there is quite a few managers available though, isn't there? There's like Ryan Lowe, Schumacher's without a job. I know he's heavily linked with us. There is a few that haven't. Ryan Mason, I think, has been mentioned for a few clubs. There is a few.
The problem is who would want to work for Tony Stewart after what happened last season with Liam Richardson, where he wasn't given a fair shot. We sacked Matt Taylor pretty quickly, and then Liam Richardson was given no transfer funds in January, and then was sacked when we were already relegated, so he wasn't given fair. And then he brought his best mate in. So who wants to go and work for that kind of chairman who doesn't back his managers?
Just one more job, Sharon.
Yeah. So there are managers out there, and we're at that point really for me that if we stay 15th and finish 15th, those Schumachers and those Lows are not going to come to a regularly 15th place League One team. But right now they might do because of the players we've got at the minute. So for me, the time would be to get rid and hopefully get somebody in who's got a bit of a long-term plan rather than signing loads of 30-year-olds and then surprisingly get injured. But
do you worry
as well? Not fun.
Oh, really? Do you worry a bit like Ant that they haven't pushed the button, knowing that we're now in an international break? Because this is the perfect time for it, isn't it? It's the last one of the season. You got January around the corner, so it's like you get a look at the squad, what they need, and then you go in January. So, yeah, it's probably ideal time, really, isn't it, Matt? If he was to be sacked,
it would be perfect because we've got the international break, and I know we don't play the end of November as well, so we've got one more game this month. So it'd be perfect for a new manager to come in, have 2 weeks, have a game, have 2 weeks off, and like I said, assess before January. But you got to remember, this is the football club last year that sacked Matt Taylor before the international break to give yourself time to make an appointment, and then waited 4 weeks to appoint fifth choice manager. So there's the football club is wrong at the minute from the footballing side of things. You know, Tony Stewart's doesn't look like he's in a good place. His decision making is off. The board don't seem to have any power behind him to make him do anything. We are on a downward spiral, a very steep downward spiral at the minute. And I don't want to say I don't see a way back because it's Steve Evans. Something could just happen. He's one of those guys where something can just click. He could just find a formation out of his arse and then it works. But
that shitty ass.
Yeah, exactly. But it would just be out of nowhere. There would be no. I can't tell you if we just change this slightly or do that, then it'll be fine. I ain't got a clue. I can't tell you what plan is. So it's going to be.
For people who don't know that reference, that just sounds like a really childish comment, doesn't it?
It's brilliant though, isn't it? That with him coming out of the coach toilet with shit up his back, like it's brilliant. Yeah. Quality.
Other people tell it better, so if you can go find the story.
Yeah. Oh, what you trying to say about my delivery? No good, like. But Matt, what's? I mean, we're a quarter of the way through now, and the fans sort of resigned, thinking, yeah, it's almost done in a sense. Season mid-table, yeah. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, if Steven stays, we are closer to the relegation zone than we are the playoffs, which is a concern. I didn't think we'd be having this conversation in November about even in the conversation of relegation. Yeah. So it's make sure we don't get dragged into that. We shouldn't get dragged into that. These players are more than good enough to not get involved in that. But it just feels like a wasted season at the minute. It feels like we could. This would have been a good time to challenge. No, Birmingham are great, but the rest of this league's, Kosi will tell you, this league's terrible. There's not much quality in this league at all. So if you can get a bit of consistency, you'll get yourselves in the playoffs and even in the conversation for second. But we're just so far away from that at the minute. I just 15th.
Do you know? I just remember last season, and you were so down, and we said, you know what? At least this season, Matt's going to be happy. Yeah. And it's just continued, and you still find yourself out of all of us lowest. You know what I mean? I feel for you, Matt. Honestly, I do.
Yeah, and we've still only won one away game. We won that game against Cambridge. We've still won one away game in 2 years now. So, it's all looking. It's amazing. It's great being a Rotherham fan.
Great. Kosi, let's talk towards the top end of the table. You're in 8th. I mean, I can't lie. That must feel a bit like a bit naff as well, because you started like house on fire. You were in top 6. They were talking maybe autos. Now you're in 8th. There's still a long way to go, and it is bunched up. You're 7 points off of second place. But what's going on at Huddersfield, mate?
Yeah, I went to Crawley on Saturday. I don't know if anyone's ever been there. What a place. 6 hours to get home. And we took about 800 as well. It's a strange old place. I bet you just saw everything like what we're about in 90 minutes, mate. The Crawley were so poor for like 25 minutes. I said to my mates, they'll find a way here of getting in front. There's no evidence at all that they'll do anything here. And then lo and behold, as right back who steams in, winger gets past him and he scores. And it's like, I told you we'd be 1 down. And then we came back with a goal in the second half. You're thinking early doors, 50 minutes. You're thinking, here we go, But it's just so unconvincing, Joe. Like every game, and if it were 2-2 with about 20 minutes to go, and Crawley were done, mate. But some bad misses from like Josh Croman really should have won us the game, and then we'd have been 4th. But you know what, mate? Deep down in my heart, I just think we've still got a lot of them players who's like pretty much last couple of seasons in Championship football. Losing kind of culture, and I just think there's you need to finish off the rebuild. We've done half a rebuild, mate, and it's like I was saying earlier. I just think if we went up with what we've got, it's like I honestly think it's a weaker team than we had last season, so it'd come straight back. I think I'm a big fan of Michael Duff, mate, and I know his football is not the sexiest on the planet, but he's honestly, when I listen to him, I just can't knock him. It's like the Bristol Street Motors game on Tuesday night against Man United. We were dreadful in that first half, and he laid into him at half time. I mean, we're very honest after saying I told them a few untruths, and we can't just turn it on when we want to, like we did second half. But it just seems to be a mentality thing, mate, that we've just got a group of players that, like, when they want to do it, they can do it. But they don't seem to be, Ashley, the type that, Joe, like, just when you need to grind stuff out. And like that, I think if you're trying to get automatic, you've got to go crawl and win, especially when you're 2-2 with 20 minutes to go. But no one's convinced, mate. And I still think we'll scramble a 6th or a 5th spot, but it is a bit frustrating, really. When you look, you've got Wickham as a surprise package this year, mate. Absolutely flying under Matt Bloomfield, mate. And I just wonder if they're going to be like the kind of, I'll say it's a big club, aren't they? But like maybe that surprise promotion, maybe that you don't expect. And Birmingham, yeah, I know they drew with Northampton, but they're going to get there. But Huddersfield, mate, it's really strange. You've got someone like Reece Healy, mate, who, if he stays fit, I mean, he scored on Tuesday night, scored on Saturday, but not quite good enough. But yeah, then it's just, again, it's the owner. January, I think we've got like 6 strikers, Joe, but none of them are any good, mate. Danny Ward's seen better days. Radulovic, poor, mate. Karoma, not good enough. Healy would be if it's fit. Callum Marshall, little guy from West Ham, like a youth guy, he's quite good, but yeah, if we'd won on Saturday, we'd been 4th, but it's just, I'm just not convinced whatsoever. There hasn't been really a time where you've thought, yeah, this is it. But you always think you can improve, but I just think this is it. This is a bunch of players, and what a way we've won 7 and lost 5. I think that's about where we're at. But we're there if we're good enough, mate. But even with a little bit of tinkering in January, I think best we'll get, mate, is a 5th or a 6th. But a player spot, I suppose, have a go. But you want to go up and like compete, don't you? Don't want to have what we've had the last few seasons in the Championship and just get battered every week and that as well. But I like Michael Duff, mate, and the fans are kind of behind him because he speaks like old school talk, and just not good enough. I mean, that Tamworth game, obviously been and gone, but that shows you where we're at, mate. Just the goal was a shambles, wasn't it? I don't sort of the throw in and the keeper flapping, and we've got no guys in the trenches, mate. That them kind of footballers, we ain't got that. We're too nice, and I just don't know how. You get that. It's just I think you've got to bring other players in, and yeah, that showed you everything. And it didn't surprise me one bit, mate. I were away. Would you believe? You'd be shocked to know in Spain that night, but it didn't surprise me whatsoever, mate, that we lost that game. And then again, obviously the fans are on the back. But then we're like that Man United thing. I know it's Bristol Street Motors and what have you, but we played well in the second half in that. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting run to Christmas. We've got some decent fixtures, and yeah, we could be right up there. But honestly,
you play this weekend then, won't you? No, you don't. Or no?
What's that, mate?
Weekend? Do you play this weekend?
No, we're off Wickham, and might not be a bad thing, that, mate, because they're absolutely flying at the moment. But the trouble is, I prefer a Saturday game. Never mind if you're going to win or lose. You want to watch on Saturday, don't you? Not on a Tuesday night. But yeah, but the biggest news, though, Mr. Kevin Nagle has got us a new supporters bar, Joe. Woo! So, to be fair, he's doing some good stuff like off the pitch and that as well. Like 1 or 2 things that he's kind of investing in. But it's like I said before, it's all about them on the Saturday, isn't it, and that as well. But I like Michael Duff. I can't fall. I just think you smell a promotion. I was saying to the lads in the pub before on Saturday. I just think you smell a promotion season. You know it, don't you? I think even now you know it. But this lot, I don't know. I just don't think it is. But it's early days, and I'll be disappointed we don't get a top 6 spot, but top 2 just can't see it. We're not good enough.
No. Fairs, mate. Fairs. Okay, let's move back up to the Championship. Ash, talk to us about Wednesday, because I mean, yeah, it went a bit wild for a bit, didn't it? And it looked like you might be involved in another dogfight again after some poor results. But you're plodding along now. Obviously, 3 points above the relegation zone.
Yeah.
Ash, talk to us about your ironing. Do you iron socks and boxer shorts? Because I don't, mate.
Nah,
I don't. Bollocks for that. Straight in draw.
School uniforms and work shirts and stuff like that, mate.
Yeah. Me too, mate. Go on, your pal.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you obviously end of last season, I think a lot of Wednesday fans had probably good high hopes for this season. You know, like I think I put anywhere between like 10th and 14th on my prediction that I'd be happy with. Not a lot would be. I know that's a bit mid-table, but after last season, and we haven't had the best transfer summer. I mean, we've brought in Shea Charles, which is a fantastic signing. Beadle's come back, and we spent money on Ugbo. Obviously, on his form from last season, he's just not produced that at the minute. All the other players, you can give or take. Really, they've not really got started. So you're thinking, looking at that, then, and 15th is probably right about where we are. I mean, I think we've played, what is it, 8 of the top 9 at the minute, or something daft like that. So we've had some of the better teams this season. Obviously, a great result against West Brom and Norwich the other last week. And for me, I don't think if you were rating it as a season at the minute, it'd be probably a C+ or something like that. You know, just ticking along. If we do finish anywhere between 10th and 14th, I'm going to be happy with that. Very happy with that. It's hard one. We've got obviously stuff going off on the pitch. I mean, our owner's just paid his PAYE tax bill today, so we're off the EFL embargo list, which is good news.
Lads, the split score: Armenia 0, Faroe Islands 1. Just to update you all.
Cheers. Cheers. I'm surprised you're not there watching it, Kosi. You normally get set and watching football. You know what I mean? I'm happy. I'm happy at the minute, to be honest. I know 15th, you'd be like saying no, I'm not really happy, but yeah.
Davidson penalty, right. 33 minutes, Faroe Islands.
Nice. Thank you.
Ash, why are you happy? Because I've heard a few Wednesday fans say after the Derby match that actually they're happy with where they are. They would take that defeat, even though it's 1-0, pride and all that, heads held high. You know, it's worth remembering that Wednesday got promotion to the Championship before Sheffield United. You had a 5-year head start. You had a lot of money. You did spend a bit of it. Sheffield United have now exceeded Sheffield Wednesday, and in my opinion, quite a lot. And it might take you quite a while to catch us. How can you be happy with where you are and what your owner is currently doing?
Because we're in the Championship, and that's where we are at the minute. I know you're trying to get this Derby Sheffield United thing, but I'm not really. I don't give a. I've said it previous. I don't care about Sheffield United. This is my club, isn't it? And I'm happy where we are at the minute. If you've been to the Premier League and all that, that's fantastic. Great for Sheffield United.
Yeah, I feel like you should have got there before us.
Oh yeah, we've all had mismanagement of owners. We've seen our owners not being the best. He splashed the cash, yes, on really poor players, and we were not far away. Apart from Hull City, obviously. Why am I happy?
How can you be happy? Yeah, I don't understand it. I wouldn't be happy. I would actually be angry. I'd be wanting the owner out, and I'd be looking at previous mistakes and saying we need to learn from these.
No, it's you, isn't it? This is me. I'm happy with where we are, where we came from last season, how it went. It's not going to change in 6 months, is it? From obviously just surviving last season to being first or second this season.
I think it should. And actually, Danny Roll made it look as if it was going to go that way. I think a lot of you thought it would go that way. I think he is a very good manager.
Yeah, everyone's different. There were some Wednesday fans saying top 6. Of course there were. There's always
absolutely peppered. I did a TikTok video after we lost to you in the cup, and the Wednesday fans were absolutely adamant that this is it. This is the season. They're on the way back. All this stuff. I only seen thousands of views and hundreds of Chef Wednesday fans were all over it. Danny Roll's best manager in the league, and then it's kind of not got that way. I feel like they've shifted their mood now, and it's like, yeah, but we'll be all right with mid-table, to be fair. But
I said at the start of the season, of course they are. Every fan wants their team to be promoted or something or whatever, and there will be thousands of Wednesday fans that have done that. But we were talking about was I happy where we are at the minute? Yeah. There's going to be fans of every club, isn't there? Pardon?
I think you're doing well. I totally agree. I don't agree with them too. I think you've won 5 games. You didn't have a good start, and also I'm thinking, and I think you're doing really well, mate. Where you are at the moment, I think this is a good season for Wednesday.
At the minute, it is. Yeah, obviously, if it all goes Pete Tong in the next few months and we are fighting relegation, then yeah, I'll not be.
Yeah, you
too
should have
happy,
gone down last year,
I
mate. So, like, to be where you are now is good, in my opinion. You should have gone.
I think I'm a bit different on this season because I think the quality in the Championship this year, I think it's a horrendous league. I think
terrible.
I think throughout the entire 24, I think this is a golden opportunity for any club with some real ambition to get into the top 6 and have a real crack at promotion, because every team this year, I think, is absolutely dire. I've seen
Leeds,
Burnley at home. I've seen us play Leeds, Sheffield United,
Leeds.
and I've not been blown away by any team. We're well, to be fair, we got absolutely hammered by Norwich, but they've fallen off a cliff since then. So it's really bizarre, I think, this league, because I think if literally, so it's like we're level on points to bottom 3 now. We put a couple of good results together, we're probably like near the top 10. Like the league this year. Last year it was close because the top 4 was so good that they were in a league of their own, and the rest of the league were fighting for top 6. But this year it's like anyone from about 5th to 21st are like, if we picked it up this season, we'd have a real chance. But nobody seems to be able to string any runs. Everyone just beats everyone. It's mad.
Mm-hmm. I disagree that Leeds aren't good. I disagree that Leeds aren't good. Like, I won't lie.
You should have peppered us, to be fair. I thought we played relatively decent, but
Premier League same. Ipswich have won one match, and it's like nearly December, and they're out of bottom 3. How can that be? I think Premier League's not too much either, man. Yeah, what about that referee? I'm not asked for it. Are you? I'm sick of it.
Do you know what? Like, with all due respect, I don't know what else has been said, but just on that, I felt a bit bad for him. Like,
someone's done him dirty there, haven't they?
Yeah. He's been on sesh with his mates and they've fucking screwed him, basically. That's what's happened.
Well, I say now, the United Kingdom needs to stop normalising the use of Charlie, because it is getting out of hand. And you know what, the way people talk about it, like, oh, he's just like one of my mates. It absolutely shouldn't be. Until drugs are legal, which they're not, and we can argue till the cows come home whether they should be or not, they're not. So you shouldn't really talk about them like it's a bottle of Pepsi.
Okay. That's fair as well, Hal. Yeah, that is fair.
Like me, I'm bigger than Coventry v Summer. Is it when he refereed Coventry games?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he ref Coventry Oxford or something like that, and he thought it was too big to ref in front of some empty seats at Rico Arena or whatever.
Yeah, that Mark Robbins thing's shocking. Someone was saying Lampard's getting that.
Lampard, yeah, he is. I think.
Well, I think we put the kiss of death on him a month ago, weren't it? We said about he was one of the safest managers. He's got plenty in the bank and all that.
I actually said in our predictions video, in our thing, that I think Robbins will be one of the first managers to lose his job. And I think I see it differently from a lot of people, is that everyone seems to think that because you've had a good run as manager of a football club previously, that you're immune to ever being sacked, despite you not getting anywhere near where the board want you to be. So Coventry have been awful this season. They've been really bad. Since they finished in the top 6 and didn't go up, they've spent, 40 plus million after they sold Heyman, Jokeres, players like that. And they've regressed. They've got worse every season. And they, as a board, will be looking at it going, are we any closer to being where we want to be, which is in the Premier League? No. Do we think Robbins now is the guy that can take us there? Probably not. They will still respect him for what he's done. But in terms of getting to the next level, they obviously do not see Robbins as that next guy. But similar to us, getting rid of Rosinia, you have to make sure that appointment is right. So they've got to bring... If they bring in Frank Lampard, then yes, sacking Robbins is absolutely horrendous. Yeah, but if they get a decent manager, if they go and get Ruud van Nistelrooy, it starts to look a bit more logical. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those... I mean, just because...
40 beats in a row, Guardiola. Get him out. He's rubbish. They're not going to him anymore. Yeah. Well, I was staying near Brighton before the game on Saturday. I had a walk to their ground, and Man City's bus were parked like in the stadium. And how arrogant is it? Like 4 in a row. So I put it on my Twitter, and then someone put, they're going to have to peel them trophies off back of the bus in January and that as well. But they honestly just 4 defeats in a row. But Rodri in it. But I know it's not a Premier League podcast. Hopefully soon, but. Bristol Street Motors podcast. Up the Bristol Street Motors. Come on.
Maybe there's a change in the guard coming. Like maybe my mate was talking about this. Who's I mean, he's a bit of a tactico and all that sort of stuff. But he said these new young up and coming coaches are figuring out ways to outdo this possession based style that we have from the likes of Guardiola and that maybe there might be a changing of the guard happening. You don't know. Look at, you know, who knows in a year's time we might be calling Pepper Dinosaur. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
We never
What
know.
you're really saying is we're going back to Egil Olsen.
I don't know who that is.
Egil Olsen used to play long ball for Norway and Wimbledon, and his idea was you don't need midfielders. You can get it from defence to attack in seconds and just try and have efforts on goal. That was his way of beating.
Yeah,
that was his way of beating professional football.
The Greece team's in to play against England tonight. There's one player that ain't got an S on the end called Rotter. Everyone else is S. Pavlidis, Siopis, Tsizolis, everyone's got an S. Who's bothered about that? Nations League. Why have they added these 2 games on? It's already.
Funnily enough, Kosi, as I live in a Greek-speaking country, I'm actually quite bothered about that game, and it's all anyone's been talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm annoyed at Tuchel, to be honest, and the FA for allowing it. Like, he should be in situ. Like what? Like
genuinely. Noni Madueke? He's playing for England. I've never heard of him. I don't only watch lower division league. Who's Noni Madueke? What's he playing?
He was in the under-21s for ages, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's picked it. Yeah. I mean, I don't listen. Why fucking Howard Bellis got a call up's beyond me, to be honest, because he's done nothing.
I think I was talking to an Ipswich fan, and he seems to think that Greavesy was going to get in, and because he's injured, they've gone for Howard Bellis instead.
Right. But even still, they shouldn't have gone for him. They should have gone somewhere else. He got dropped out of Southampton side for a couple of games. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Anyway, fuck it. Tuchel's going to win World Cup when he comes back in January. You know, that's the aim. Anyway, we'll see.
Easily upstart straight away.
They're changing it next year. There'll be 2 international breaks. So there's going to be 2 of them, isn't there, moving forward from next year? Someone was saying, but
I hope so, mate.
I thought getting relegated, we play every week, and we don't now. It's just rubbish, man. I hate them so much, man. It's
terrible. Terrible. Right. I want to do we're to finish up. We're going to go around, and I want you to tell me if you're going to finish higher or lower than where you currently sit in the table, right? And you can give us some reasons as to why.
Alan, this is a big one for you, mate.
Yeah. I'll start us off because I've not spoke on Leeds yet, right? So Leeds will finish higher. Leeds will finish higher than 3rd, where we currently are. To be honest, I think Leeds will win the league. We're far and away the best team in the division. We dominate most games, control most games. So I think, he does. But he saw us, saw what we did to his side. Although I do think Wilder got a lot very wrong. So
you should correct it. What you did to Sheffield United's reserve side. Yeah, it'd be interesting when we play the first team.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, but yeah, look, Leeds United currently in 3rd will finish higher than that, and we'll get top 2. I think. To be honest, if you want my honest opinion, Hal, I know you're shaking your head, but I think it's us 2 that'll go up just because we're too good defensively compared to the rest. That's where it'll go. But yeah, Hal. Let's go around then. Hal, you're currently in 2nd.
Well, I'm ambitious. I'm a winner. I've got a winner's mentality. I'm not going to be settling for regression. We are going to, in my opinion, we're going to win the league. We just need to find that cutting edge. I think in January we will. We'll make an addition, probably a signing of a striker, maybe a loan. Who knows? Maybe a permanent. Might have a bit of money. Takeover might happen. Ooh, isn't that exciting? And if that does happen, we could be a real threat to a lot of teams. And even if we don't go up this season, if the takeover does happen, I think next season, when I think it'll also be quite a weak championship, I think we'll be a formidable side for many years to come at this level. Of course, when you get up to the Prem, we worry about what happens then.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going higher. So you to finish. Well, there's only one place first. Kosi currently in 8th in Ligue 1.
6th, mate, and have a 2-legged playoff game against someone. But yeah, I think we will
finish higher.
We'll get in there. But...
Good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Come on then, Ash. Currently in 15th. Will you finish higher or lower?
Higher, just. Higher, just. Yeah.
Aiming for 14th.
10 to 14, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Open top bus. Would you have that for 14?
Oh, he's not even responding. That's it.
I don't think our owner could afford even an X5.
I think you're right. Hal's tried to bait you all night, Annie. You've just sat there.
I'm Chef Wednesday fan to try and do that too.
Ash, I'll tell you why I've done it, because I'm amazed. I'm surprised. You do a Sheffield Wednesday podcast. So I feel like in this business, we got to watch every game, whether we want to or not.
Well, he's doing his ironing and you aren't, so who's had You've got England and
I got a mount. You're right. I got 3 points and a mountain of ironing.
Brilliant. Come on then, and 19th. Surely higher. Surely.
Yeah, we get rid of this manager and we bring someone in who's actually competent and plays a balanced team and midfielders and doesn't chuck the entire 11 up at corners. Yeah, we finish higher.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with lower mid-table.
Nigel Atkins,
no, we've had him. We've been there, done that before. No more for me. We've got the Nigel Atkins t-shirt. We've chucked it out.
Come on then, Matt. This is it. You're 15th, same as Ash. Higher or lower?
A bit higher, yeah. I think it'll be. I predicted preseason 10th. I'm sticking by that. Well, if it's Steve Evans is here, we're not going to get anywhere near playoffs, and I don't think we'll sack him. So yeah, mid-table, 10th. I go.
Mid-table. There you go. We've all been ambitious. We've all gone higher. We've all gone higher. It's ambitious. Let's go back. Right. Who do we?
What's Mike Tyson doing? What is he doing? It's just stupidity, that, isn't it?
Maybe he clocks him though. If he hits him, it's game over, isn't it?
He still looks quite fit, doesn't he? But that Paul guy, what is going on here?
You just shout out whatever random comes on your telly, Kosi.
Yeah, he's definitely just watching.
He's
watching Sky Sports News. He's got to be.
He's got
Sky Sports News. Every time something comes round, man.
I love Kosi. Absolutely love Kosi. More Kosi. You're like a potato became sentient.
Gladiator 2, Kosi. That's out. That's out now. What are your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people are like, oh, they should have left it alone. I'm excited for it.
You know, it's.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, can York City get in the Football League? Come on, let's get some York. I still can't believe it.
Well, they were on, and then they didn't arrive, and then they just silently left the group, didn't they? Tykes TV, where are they? I know.
After Friday, that's a good thing.
Yeah, really Matt, you took right. Matt, I know it's only down the road, but you took a right following in Barnes, didn't you? You were like 3 or 4 pounds there, wasn't it?
3,000, and it's interesting. I never heard 3,000 people boo all together all at once. It was quite fun. For 5-10 minutes, it was a really good atmosphere. Away atmospheres we talked about home atmospheres, but away atmospheres tend to be brilliant, and that was a brilliant atmosphere for 5 or 10 minutes, and then it went toxic.
You know what? I saw it on Twitter earlier. Best away day, and it really got me thinking. And you just mentioned it there. You know, Barnsley fans, they do travel quite well, and actually, I was thinking Barnsley away. Whenever I've gone to Oakwell, that has actually always been quite a fun away day. So I don't know if anyone's got any thoughts on your favourite away day.
Ali, you can't
I've been to Barnsley.
That
fucking hill. Where you get down that hill is brutal.
Yeah, when it's wet, in the middle of winter, horrible.
Yeah, I think the only one I haven't been to is New York Stadium on this panel, actually, to be fair.
It's great. When you score a goal, you nearly die. It's like it's like a 90-degree wall at the away end.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
I've never been. Crawley, come on.
Crawley, mate, because Terrace, we just barged in ground at 2:58 and just like barged in and just next to someone. And the best thing about a Terrace, if you sat next to an absolute weapon, a season card, you're knackered out you for 23 games. A Terrace, you can just disappear, you know, just to someone other side. Honestly, I was chatting to someone over there about that. There's nothing worse than moving your season card and then you just hate people around you. I don't know what everyone else thinks. It's one of the
They might be saying the same about you, though.
Oh, yeah, they do. It's up the Terrace. Best away day,
I always like Blackburn. We always get like 7th out for Blackburn.
Yeah,
I like
we do too.
Loads, man.
Nottingham Forest, great pubs, good ground, right near.
Hooters. You go to the Hooters, don't you? At Nottingham Forest, man.
Every single episode, Joe, you bring up knocking shops. You bring up Hooters.
Because when you go to Nottingham, you go to Hooters, man. That's what you do.
I'll have to Google that.
Keep pretending like he's not been.
I know, man. They go in, they go. We've got your table, Kosi. Your table's over there.
When he said season card, he didn't mean to Huddersfield. He meant to Hooters.
Therefore,
on this
brilliant.
low note, I think that's the end of the show.
I think it is. I think it is. Listen, folks, go subscribe to all these amazing channels. It's been a while, so see if I can remember. We've got Sheffield United Way. We've got He Takes That Chance. We've got the Wednesday week. We have New York Talk, and we have To Hull and Back. Boom! Look at that. And yeah, I'll be back on actually at 9 o'clock with Benjamin Bloom.
Faroe Islands watch along, Joe. Faroe Islands watch along, mate.
No. None of that. None of that. Yeah, back on with Bloom to talk about Leeds being the best team in the league. Yeah,
you know what? It was
Let
really
me
funny
some
with
air.
Benjamin
Let me
Bloom.
some air, Benjamin. Give me some air,
I met
bro.
Benjamin. I met Benjamin in Sheffield, and I just had a load of people at this pub have a go at me saying, "Oh, I thought you were taller." On YouTube, I get the impression you're really tall, but you're really short, aren't you? And I was like, oh, that's a bit mean. And then Benjamin goes, "Oh, Hal," and we came over and put my arm around him, and I'm taller than him.
Really? I thought you were tall, Hal. Are you not tall?
I just look tall. It's because I'm so erudite and intelligent, but actually, I'm really quite short.
Before we go, you know these groups and stuff where it goes on about food, football food. I just think that's bollocks. There was a burger from Leeds that were like, you can't tell me some of that food is real. I think that is all bollocks.
Of course it's real.
Oh, you're on about the footy scran? The footy scran.
I don't believe half of it.
They're not like those burgers that are sweets that you can eat. Like kids get them with a soft bun and jelly. Yeah, they're not macaroons either. Yeah,
it's like small, but no, it's just like.
Hey, our footy scran's real. That's the best bit about All Away from a lot of fans. It's the food.
Yeah.
We've got banging food, to be fair.
Man.
Good stuff. Right, okay, let's have a look. What's this? Oh, Kamar Roof going to Norwich City. There you go. Right, I think we will leave it there. Go subscribe to all these amazing podcasts. Join me at 9 o'clock, and we shall see you in a bit, folks. Bye.